Cameroonian protest in Washington, D.C. last week. Here's his report.
What does an average American know about Cameroon? Well, maybe aside that this African country has great soccer players, or some may know that it's also among the top crude oil producers in Africa. What you probably don't know is that sharp ethnic tensions are happening in one part of Cameroon right now, amid almost total silence from the world media. Hundreds arrested since November, unknown number killed, an internet blackout imposed on southern regions of the country following months of protests, the reason for which lies deep in the country's colonial past. Before 1961, the modern-day Cameroon was essentially two countries, a British colony and a French colony. In 1961, they merged into one through a free association plebiscite, which promised the English-speaking part independence by joining. However, for decades now, the Anglophone minority in Cameroon has been saying that central government tramples on their rights, from pushing out English language from schools to denying English speakers state jobs. This tension has now reached its boiling point. Since November last year, Southern Cameroonians have been protesting with the demand of either changing the state system to a federal one, or, as some part of the protesters are urging, to let South Cameroon go independent. The response from the authorities has been brutal. I have to warn you, the pictures we're about to show you are extremely graphic. It's hard to independently verify the authenticity of this video, but South Cameroonians insist it shows the authorities clamping down on Anglophone protesters. And we can see in it people dressed in BIR t-shirts. That is the name of the Cameroonian government's troops. In total desperation that their voices are not heard, South Cameroonian community in Washington, D.C. took their anger to the French embassy in a vocal protest last Friday, and I went there.
The police, the gendarmes, the army, in fact, we are now occupied like it is a war theater, because when the soldiers are on beat patrol, they see an ordnance shooting, they say, don't re-embark, give him a bullet. And that's how they've been killing. You see from the pictures, this is a young university student, second year in the university, who, was gunned down. The Cameroon establishment is in a bloody and occultic partnership with the French establishment and the British establishment. They are giving room for the execution of the well-planned genocide.
You may ask, why in front of the French embassy? Well, not only because South Cameroonians believe Paris has a huge influence on the Cameroonian central government run by Biya, who's been in power since the 1980s, but also because they believe the French are deliberately silent and are not stepping in. The Bokassi Peninsula belongs to South Cameroon, and that's where a lot of oil was discovered 5 years ago. Easy to imagine that if those calling for independence of South Cameroon get what they want, France's oil interests and easy access to that oil would be scuppered. Alexei Rashevsky, RT, reporting from Washington, D.C.
That does it for us for now. For more on the stories we covered, go to youtube.com/RTAmerica. Check out our website, rt.com/America. Follow me on Twitter @SimoneReports. Question more.